Lizard.
Fox behind the tree is here first.
Lizard.
Crazy Canadian J7 just claimed second.
Oh, thank you Greywolf_G4L coming in with the awesome people.
Well, alrighty then. We're going to start out with a raid from Grey Wolf. How are you, Gray? How was your Dark Angels painting? And if you're not, give Grey Wolf a follow. Lovely chat. Good painting. Fun times. Finish for Grossi. Yes! I look forward to seeing him completed. I will take a look when I make my post this evening for myself. My brain, it's broken. Mm-hmm. Tea is delicious. Instagram. Be early high up. Nitro. That's some full Grossi. That's some full Grossi right there. Bum. That's full Grossi. He just realized he has like 3 swords, but not 4 swords. Why doesn't he have a 4th sword? Why doesn't he have a 4th sword? Where is his 4th sword? It does look awesome. I like it. I like that it's not all pink. It's got pink in there, but it's not all pink. Looks nice, Gray. I like it. Very nice fulgur. We're going to work on a unicorn. And we're going to play with the CMYK primaries today from. Also, Jay, you may be able to find you one of them boyfriends there at Iron Lunch. Dodger and so Dodger and Jesse were talking about it. 1 second. Is that a spelling concern? Sus. You're right, it very is sus. Someone was so Jesse and Dodger were talking about cosplaying as Markiplier, right? To go see the movie. Let's drop this down. There we go. So, need phthalo blue. Magenta. Magenta. Really nice purple. It's really nice purple. Hi. Okie dokie. All right. We're going to have a very zoomy night. Hootie alla Rudy. How goes you, good sir? How are you doing, Hootie? They're in the unpainted pile, Cutie. The unpainted pile. Good evening, Pukra. Be safe with your lurk. Enjoy. I'm going to be sitting most of the day, so if I accidentally get quiet, let me know. I had a very, 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 very busy outside day. My back is reminding me that I'm not super young anymore. But I did it without hurting myself, so I'm calling it a success.
Oh, thank you, Lit Forest, coming in with the awesome people.
Welcome in, Lit. How are you? How is the 2 girls and 1 cup stream? I will get you a best friend shout out here in a second. Okay. We painted minis. That is excellent.
Oh, thank you, Clowhu, coming in with the awesome people.
And here comes Katie Lou. Something that I rarely get to do. Hold on. Spotty! How are you, Scree? How's Scree you? Katie Lou said she was going to paint dwarves, but I think she painted a dwarf horse. We are working on a unicorn today. And as foretold, I am going to do... We're going to do some rainbow in tonight. We're going to do some rainbows. By golly, I need the pretty colors. Okay, hi. Hi, Katie. How is your Hansen going? I saw you painting a horsey. You were getting all the pigment powders out. I got the lovely Mig back in here as well. You go on that side of the foot. Go on that side of the foot. Yep. Hootie, you trying to get me in trouble? You trying to get me in trouble? Welcome in, Raiders, from Lit and KT. Bandy Paint Paints. We paint up cute things on Sunday, and we're currently working on a Hansen unicorn today. Yeah, don't be sorry. Go take care of the little chickies. Go take care of the little chickies. Go take care of the chickies. We will be here still. Ooh, Lid's gonna go make enchiladas. Ooh. What time should me and Hootie show up to your place, Lid? Hi. Hello. How are you, my sweet? Okay. We have the kitty. She is all over the place at the moment. And we need finally red. It has been redeemed. It was redeemed on Friday, if I'm not mistaken. It was redeemed by the crazy Canadian J. I mean, that's okay, Mark. We're not looking forward to the weekend, or Monday. I want to paint a unicorn, and I want to paint it freaking rainbows. We're playing with the Chimera Velvets and the CMYK palette. So, a little bit today. What's up? Hello. Ugling up a horse. And then painting blue scales on a Dorgan. Ooh. Sounds spicy, Katie. We're starting our rainbow. And I'm figuring the hooves I'll do as a rainbow, but I don't know if I want to do the mane. I don't know how I want to do the mane just yet. Hi, sweetie. How are you? Huh? Just going to come headbutt your way onto stream? You want to tell everybody what I was up to today? Huh? How you were upset that I wouldn't let you outside while I was in the backyard all morning long taking down a swing set? You want to explain how that was like the world's worst thing ever? There we go. I have all the best friend shoutouts taken. Thank you so much for those raids, Lit and KT. I hope that your stream together went amazingly well for pilot episode number 1. And Hixie had a fun time. I saw Migback slide in there with a percentage of 94%. I, in fact, did collect it in a pile ready to be picked up for my neighbor. So my neighbor had a tree fall, and his son runs a rubbish collection service. Hey, every day is a little bit of practice. That's what I've learned. Love you, sweetie. Mhm. Mhm. Um, but he had a tree fall in a recent storm and it fell backwards, and he's like, "Oh yeah, I'm gonna have to call my son uh, from another marriage, not his current son's." Oh, 13 minutes till class. Get you some food, hydrate, take care of yourself, best friend, and go join your class. I am going to be here continuing our lovely rainbows, trying to get the colors to pop up. It needs to be very loud, very proud. Yeah, I'm going to take a little bit of a break from the brown tonight. I still want to do more fur texturing, and I want to weave it in a little bit more. I think I want to spend at least one more stream doing it. Yep. I was thinking about making his socks, or I guess the tops of his hooves white, but then this part of the mane, I don't know if I want to do bright color with it, and then just have his tail be white as well, or extend the brown out through the tail, and just kind of have it turn into like a pinky something at the end. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. It's I want a puke color, but at the same time, I want the color to make sense. Silver back. Okay. I'll do that during the ad break. I'm gonna push on our room. Hi. Hello. Hello. Can I help you? How you feeling there, Sassy? Sass? Yep, that's tail swipe. Oh, she'll get lots of attention and pets, Jay. She's going to get lots of them. She was very upset with me today. I battled the swing set and got it removed, so the squirrels have not been in the backyard so much. Be safe and enjoy your movie, Jay. I heard it's a good one. I heard it's actually a really good movie. And if you're out there, Mickey, let me know. I have a question for you, or I have a thought. Hi. Um, so my squirrels are rather chunky, and Catcher wants to go out and play with said squirrels. And there's feral cats that roam in the back of in the backyard. They like to sleep on said swing set, which, quite honestly, if I had pulled on it really hard, I probably could have pulled it out of the ground. It wouldn't. The bottom of it wasn't the hard part. Like I was being like, yeah, I'm gonna be super engineer. I'm gonna get my reciprocating saw out. I'm gonna saw it off at like the joints, and I'm just gonna like saw it off at like the connection points of like the old nails and all that. I'm gonna get my saw in there. It's gonna be great. And I'm like, it's a lot easier to cut through wood than it is metal. So I'd swap the blades around and just kind of like cut sections off before it joined and started pulling it. And it's like, oh, I need to pull this post out, and just kind of yoinked it out of the ground. I'm like, well, I knew it wasn't sturdy, but But now the squirrels weren't in the backyard most of the day, and she was literally watching me the entire time, making sure I didn't hurt myself or do something weird. Thank you for the stretch, Frankenstein. Hey, how's your nail? Do I need to check your paw? Looks like you have a nail that's being unfriendly right now. Is that tender? Is that Mm-hmm. I know you don't like it when I touch your paws. But that nail does not look friendly. Hmm? It looks like it just needs a little bit of help pulling it off. How you doing tonight, Frank? Hi. Ooh, you gonna stream some Hell Divers? You gonna keep us safe from the robots? How are you? Can I get back to painting? You gonna finish the hot dog, man? If you can't give Frankenstein a follow, he's working on the hot dog man to do at a giveaway for MHCP at Adepticon. The art swap with unexpected painting. Oh. Like, I wonder how. His little cocktail weenies. Ah, he's summoning the weenies. Sounds like a fun time. Now, where it's concerning hobbits. It's lost up there. We'll find it here. Oh, there's something wrong. Enjoy your class, Katie. Bum, bum. Very pretty unicorn. Very proud unicorn. How are you doing tonight, Lotus? You okay? Okay. That's all we can ask for is just okay. Oh, you went to the cat cafe today. Did you meet any new friends? Also, did you wear closed toe sandals or open toes? Closed toe shoes or open toed shoes? Oh, they're majestic animals. Okay. So I went to a cat cafe with a former partner before I got Catra. And they wore sandals open toe. And they all, like, there's a couple of girls sitting out there and they're all, like, kind of hanging around, like, playing with the cats and stuff like that. And they're like, the cats keep going for our toes. And they had to be, like, mindful where the cats were at because the cats really liked smelling the toes and licking the toes. And I was like, yeah, that's kind of why I wore my boots. And they were like, that was smart. Yeah. Cat can't attack your toes if you have no toes to show. Um, it's cold today. Like, I went out and was doing work outside in the backyard. And I'm like, what is this shenanigans? I thought it was supposed to be like warm. Like yesterday, I'm literally rolling the window down in the car and like driving up the window down. I'm like, oh my god, it's going to be humid and hot. Today, it's like, no, we're going to be like Midwestern 60 degrees, where it's going to be like breezy and kind of like this weird chilly cold, not like this weird warm cold. And we're never going to warm up again. So, okay, thanks, bye. Oh, bonded pair. Bonded pairs are hard. They're, it's not hard to adopt them. It's just when you adopt two kitties, it's complicated. And on top of that, they had glaucoma. I bet they were the dumbest, sweetest things you ever got to pet, though. Never strayed far from you. Yeah. Yeah. I know exactly how cute they are. Waits for mine to return. Oh, we took a bunch of photos. They're actually really cool. They had just gotten in a massive litter of kittens. So they were all like really energetic. And the problem is when they're young, you have to adopt more than one. This is one of the problems I ran into. My unicorn did, in fact, taste the rainbow. Good evening, Kelly. How are you? Brain says, go, go, go. But my body goes, LOL, nope. I understand that frustration. All too well. That was part of my day today. I was super productive this morning. Got done being productive outside, came inside, started preparing things for like dinner, started building and preparing the ReaperCon entry so I can get an idea of what I need to do with it all together. But I hadn't tried to play some Hollow Knight and bounce around in it, but I was having troubles with some of the bosses and where I was at. I was like, nah, I'm not dealing with it right now. I'm not dealing with it right now, bro. Yeah. I mean, that was one of the greatest things about Diablo back in the day is you just did the thing. You're like, I'm gonna log into the game and I'm gonna clear this dungeon. And I'm just gonna smash through everything. Okay. Got to the end, smashed it all. Guess I'll just kind of go back to the beginning. Yeah. Like Diablo 2 was fun. Diablo 2 was kind of fun in that way. Diablo 1 was fun in that way. Diablo 3 was a kind of okay, but it was still, It was just, you know, everybody took it like way too serious for some reason. They're like, now you have to do the thing. I'm like, just let me enjoy the game, man. We're here to dungeon crawl, right? Dungeon crawl. Uh, so there's a boss in Silk Song called Treverio, and whenever he attacks, he shouts, Treverio! I was watching Day 9 play through, and Day 9 goes, you know, I should do the same thing. I should shout back, Day 9! Whenever I attack. And it was working really well, and he was like, that's actually being super effective, but I didn't think it would be. Just imagine you running around screaming, Kelly Bloom, let me bomb your little camp here. You may have the potential for loot. Not anymore. That touch. Well, now, here you have the act of Diablo 4 mating. I liked playing the Paladin class in 3. Set the auras and just kind of run around and be like, okay, it's all dead. Hi. Hello. What's up? What's up? Did Red Bull give you wings, Skeleplum? Hi. How are you? Cold brewed it yourself. I had my watermelon chunk tea. Sitting here staring at my tablet. Something seems wrong. What's up, sweetie? Hello. I forgot to make my Instagram post. Mhm. What's up, Kristen? How are you? Cable. Hi. I'm doing all right. I've got my assistant Katra helping me on the desk right now. So everything that I touch, she's like, "Excuse me, human. This is now mine to sniff or play with." Try to get my YouTube up and running so I can make sure it's functional. Yeah. She was very frustrated with me this morning because I was in the backyard doing a bunch of work and she was unable to be out there with me. So and then make dinner, and she was like, "Excuse me." She got her dinner. Hi, what's up? I know the weather keeps picking a different direction. We can't seem to stay one way or the other. Yesterday it was like 70 degrees and nice. Today it's like 55 and chilly and not fun. Mhm. It's gorgeous. The moment I zoomed the camera out, snoot off, snoots off. Mhm. Okay. Goodbye. Mhm. Speaking of Diablo, this reminds me of it a lot. What's up? Mm. It's to be more of a creamy white, so it's more of a bone. It's more of a bony white. Oh, I like the colors of the hooves the way they are. Or do anything else? Yeah. Yeah, yeah, okay. That's not too. Haunts. Haunts indeed. We do have a little bit of green on there. Don't blame me. We need the green for the rainbow. It is not our creative color tonight. How you doing, Robin? Uncreative rainbow. Well, I mean, so it's kind of funny because I got a set of the primaries from Velvet Inks for Chimera. So when you think of the primaries, you think, oh, red, green, yellow, blue. It took me a minute to realize that Chimera is doing CMYK. So it's red, it's magenta, cyan, magenta, and yellow. Words are freaking hard. Because I was thinking about it, I was like, man, it's really weird. They don't give you green. It's just red, yellow, black, white, and phthalo blue, and magenta. But then you turn over how to mix some mixes that it recommends. It's like, oh, green, blue plus yellow. Another green, blue plus more yellow, yellow, and then just keep adding yellow or white. Oh, okay. Just thought that was interesting. That they chose to go that way rather than artistically the other way. They tend to do that with chimeras. It's one thing that they really like to do. Right drawer. Why can I not find the thing that I want to find? Because it slid underneath something. It slid under something. That's why. I understand. This was the this Milano Pastel Notes section. So when they would do like their specific artist sets, he would, show like specific artwork that they've done. But then they would kind of talk about why he wanted to create like the colors that he created. So like yeah. I'm just a fanboy for Chimera up here, it would seem like, so. Like I really like this saturation of blues. I'm gonna have to remember that this exists to kind of read how he went about developing all of that stuff, or how he got like his purpley skin. Yeah, it like I really like it because you get to read what was kind of like going through the artist's mind when they created their color sets and why they did what they did. Like Eric Swinson doesn't have one, but he has a turquoise deep in his color set. Yeah. How are you doing? Yeah, you'd look at picking up the John Blanche set. Bum, bum. Now I have to ask Johnny why he's always using egg as his go live notification. Yeah, kind of liking that yellowy brown. Need to base coat one of the polyps. But I think I'm going to. You're all good. You're all good. We are here to be chill and hang out. If you have to take care of something, you're always welcome to take care of it. Did all of the things get taken care of with the that was assistance was required with? Are you not going to wake up in trouble? Then I think it was a success. Time usually does tell. We're able to take care of it. Yeah, then John Blanche that'd be fun. Because they expanded the John Blanche set. Because I know the first set was originally just his favorite colors or what he liked to paint with, I think. Right. Yeah. That's good. I know Army Painter's been through kind of a renaissance and they fixed a lot of their issues. It's a fun Z paint. This is a fun Z paint. My serious paints are. So, every paint I do, I try to do something with it, no matter what. Whether it be mixing my own color palette, playing with textures, or pushing myself just a little bit on each piece. So, the unicorn and the horse really needs a lot of like texture and like working through like the fur pattern and trying to get those like lines in there and get it to come out in the ways that I want it to. I needed to take a small break from the brown to like you can kind of see how the lines are there, but I need to do either more or less or kind of like work in some more black darker colors and kind of like force in some transitions and make it look a little bit more separated in places, but yet still have that furry texture, so to speak. So I was able to talk to one of our horse masters in chat, and they gave me some pointers for that. But tonight I wanted to work in some other color. I see it lit. I will change that for you as well. They look delicious. It just depends on how you want to do it, right? So my next super serious piece. Gonna be this chunky boy. I gotta do like a lot of the gap filling for it and smooth out a lot of the pieces of it, and I'm waiting for something to come to do that. But of course, there's a rider. So there's a lot that goes to it, and there's a lot that will like carry over from piece to piece. Like her cloak working on her, like instead of it being a smooth, like forcing in texture or painting in texture to make it stand out. I hope to start it mid-March. Start working on my ReaperCon entries. Then So I can like dedicate Fridays and Saturdays to working on Reaper God stuff. Assuming I don't have to paint a dwarf. I can get these. I'm going to be doing her. One of them. I have chibis to enter. I have a large monster that I want to get squared away. But I was going to try to do a large diorama, or a diorama of sorts. And she is going to be the center focal point of it. Yeah. I will not be following that color scheme, but I need to. Been doing research for it. Trying not to overload myself with it, but at the same time, I'm like, I must paint all of the things. So fantasy has mythical creatures. If I'm not mistaken, Warhammer Fantasy. And it just depends on the figure you want to paint, right? Reaper broke out the Briarvale wood box from their Bone 6 Kickstarter. So if you wanted to pick up a unicorn, pick up a unicorn with wings. The wings are not attached yet. That's its own set of fun right there. Moth Queen by Witch Song and Elf by. Sounds pretty. But yeah, I've got. So there's a few different entries up there, Kristen, that you could go for. I need to let something dry. So apparently, if you paint the rock that you get at October, you can enter that. There's a chibi version, or there's a chibi paint that you can do. Conway does one as well for theirs, and I have a cat to paint. So I have to get the chibis all based up and ready to go. This guy's going to sit on this one. And then Ignition Core usually has one for their games as well. So I got to paint up Lively figure. But I was going to paint her up for Mecha May anyway. So I'll need to pull it apart and get it assembled. But I don't have to worry about that till May. And then I am still working out my large bus, or my large figure that I want to paint. My large monster. So I have a Cyclops. I have some sea creatures. Sea creature. I have the Chimera, the standing Chimera. Or the massive Centaur dude. That I can do. I just haven't committed to one yet. So it's kind of why I've on Tuesdays and Thursdays I've been doing a lot of prep work and trying to get things assembled, gap fill the best I can so I can start painting. Because Puss did me well, but I think I need to have a little bit more time to get like feedback and kind of work through different things. I know entering only one piece can get gold for the MSP Open, but the other intermediate entries. You have a great night, Robin. Thank you for stopping by. Sleep well and do not let the bedbugs bite. Yeah, you don't want them to be like Pokemon. You don't want to catch them all. Um, they weren't ones until they got released until way later. Because they tend to like wait for them. And then there's actually a Chimera category as well. But I don't know if that guy's just judging historicals or something, because Galen didn't give me jack on that one. I was like, okay, whatever. Because the vendors tend to sponsor some of the entries or some of the painting competitions. So there was a Chibi one, and then was it Bob Rodolfi mentioned that there's a hidden one called Large Monster. And if you want to enter that one, you have to paint a large monster. So that's kind of why I'm leaning towards that Chimera Beast from the fan favorites box. And then, like, so me and Ed were there last year, and I was like, yeah, we probably should have painted up more to spread as wide as we could. Conwa, they've recently did a launch on their physical store. And there are actually a lot of like really cool people. I'm assuming they'll be at ReaperCon again, so they'll sponsor one. But it's kind of one of those that you have to like be there to know. So I have a whole shelf dedicated to the entries to ReaperCon this year. How many of them I actually get to, we'll see. Because we'll just do one of the two chibis, right? So like the chibis I could paint on like Sundays or something. After I get through like some of the unicorns and fae that I've been working on. But it's really just a matter of what you want to enter. Sure. You were complaining about your back hurting earlier. So you can sit with a proper posture. It might help you, Painty Paint Paints. Howdy doody there, KT Lou Who. How are you? How was your class? Was it everything that you hoped it was going to be? We're going to try to get everything to look like that. That paw right there, going from a brown to a yellow white. We're going to go till 9:30. We're going to go till 9 tonight. Really? So are you like the official note taker that takes all the notes and then sends them out? I have a sad story about that. A really sad story about that. That sounds awesome. So I did that once too, for a different class. So we have to do a professional improvement class every 2 years. For one of our major clients. And you just have to go through the class, right? So it's like 16 hours you go through this class, and it's like, yay, we're all certified to know your systems and your processes, and we're involved in what you're doing, right? It's 16 hours of like very, 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 very quiet being lectured at time. It's frustrating because you have to pay attention. It's frustrating because you can't really do any other work while you're in said class. So if you ever want to know how to lose like a day of work or 2 days of work, great way that way. So during this class, they would often stop and they would give like little spot quizzes over all of the different sections, right? So at the time, I was using a transcript. I was using the Teams transcript, Teams transcriber. And I would frequently just copy and paste said transcriptions into OneNote, because it was easy, simple. Kept them for myself, paid attention to all the things. And it was, really easy to do. And it gave me something to do during the class to stay engaged, which I really liked. So we're getting ready to take the final quiz. And everybody's like kind of sending out like different things in a Teams group chat. And I sent out, oh, by the way, here are my notes. I kid you not. Literally kid you not. 10 minutes after I do that, someone that was in the class is calling me to ask me a question about the notes that I took. I'm like, what do you want me to say, dude? Just because they gave us a question during the sessions does not mean that that's the exact same quiz question that was used. I'm not going to take this test for you, sir. You need to use your critical thinking skills and solve the problem. Use my brain cell? I mean, that was kind of like the frustrating point. Like during my year-end review, I was kind of talking to my boss. I'm like, dude, I don't want to do this anymore. Like I'm getting to a point of frustration because nobody really cares about the job that they're doing. And if the button doesn't work, essentially, I'm getting a call and it's like, the button doesn't work. Did you try doing this thing? Oh, that's so complicated to do. It never used to be this way, and it's just the worst thing ever since sliced bread. And I'm like, I don't know what you guys want me to say. Like, I don't know how to help you. Great. Patra was being a little bit extra earlier. She's kind of calmed down a little bit. I expect by 9 o'clock she's going to be all over my desk again, though. Stop sitting like a freaking gremlin, and you sit in your chair correctly. This entire time she's been asleep over there. What you got, KT? Two girls, two paint. Looked like fun. I had to bounce. I bounce around quite a bit. I was there for some of it. You guys were up and running. Sounded like you and Hixie were chatting. Got to poke in and see you. Who do you say something and sass him back? It sounds like a fun idea. Like it's Sunday tends to be my rest day. If I told you what I did today, you'd be like, "What did you mean? This was your rest day? This does not sound like a restful day to you, to me at all." But I was there for part of it at the beginning, and then I had to go finish making breakfast, dinner, and get stuff moving like I was supposed to. I had to do laundry, evil laundry. It's the one day that I set aside to doing all of the things for myself. In the morning, anyway. And if I want to take a nap, I can take a nap. I think I do want to work on the bone nails. Might rebase with that ball. Let's stay focused, and we're going to do this side. What was your issue with the shared chat stuff? What was your issue with the shared chat? I saw something, but I didn't want to be over helpful. Was the stream together not wanting to behave on your laptop and chewing your resources up? Um, yeah, I understand. 100% got you on that. I have the same issues with when we were trying to start the early days of Stanford. I had a laptop that I was using, and Battle Ready Miniatures was having issues, and he was essentially everything was not going well for him with his laptop. So we actually ended up just turning off virtual cameras altogether to save some of the Chrome space and just join the stream together call to share chat with viewers. Somehow, I don't know how, Leighton Roses still uses Streamlabs and it has not destroyed her system yet. I find that to be a minor miracle. Because I know Smiling Beagle has similar issues sometimes. Or he used to, anyway. All of the fun things of like the Go Live stuff, yeah. I know exactly how that day went too. You're like, I just want to stream. I just want to push the button. Thanks. And then the button's like, excuse me, have you considered not pushing me? It's like, you know. Which is weird because it's not supposed to stay out of date anymore. Like one of the large advantages of the driver suite systems that we're forced to take part in is supposed to help keep all of that organized and online, right? But I still see it's like, yeah, we're not going to update. So I had two Lenovo laptops. The first Lenovo laptop I had was a really crappy $500 laptop that I used for D&D. Because that's all I needed. Then I got a slightly more powerful laptop with more RAM and used it for about a year. That explains why. Hello, sweetie. How are you? You got you big stretch in? Did you keep me safe and sleeping next to me? You know, later tonight I am going to try to capture you and check your back claws. I'm not going to do it right now. Okay. Off for adventure you go. But what's weird is that they were both running Windows 11. They were both made by Lenovo. They both had Lenovo crap on there. So you would think that when one would update, the other would update. They did not. And it just blew my mind a little bit. It's a function of life for me sometimes. So it's just like, okay. Like tomorrow morning I have to listen to my client yell at me, so I'm not looking forward to it. Man. How do you unugly the rainbow horse? Just out of curiosity. And I bumped you up to regular. So you should be safe to post any links. As an FYI. Just an aggressive project, and people refuse to listen. So, I mean, part of the problem is that we had a um, we're gonna do like a comprehensive constructability review next month on this project, and we may get a concept report resubmitted. I don't know, but it's not been approved, and I don't know what we're gonna do with it because the PM is dealing with his daughter who apparently has bone cancer now. So the reason why our client wants to have a conversation is what they want is they want to have the best estimate possible, and they essentially sent an email and we kind of ignored it. Um, or I kind of ignored it because I was like, what do you want me to do with it? And it's like, don't be depressed. Be espresso. And then I'm trying to figure out how I want to add another hour in streaming when I stream. Just because it finds it's really been helping me. Stay relaxed, man. I kind of like that tail. It's not exactly like the Silver Bay, but it kind of has some of that jive in there. It's kind of jiving with the Silver Bay. Um, because really, then you should love your different rainbow colors. Or is it because there's just too many colors on it? Because I was thinking about keeping the mane kind of following the rainbow as well. But after doing the horn and looking at the hooves, I'm like, I don't think that's going to help it stand out. Like when I do the brown for the tail, I think it'll look a lot better. Um, and it'll have that beautifulness to it that we want. All the color. I like all the colors as well. Um, Last night, my palette looked very different than it normally does. Great. Like I usually have just like this handful of like quiet colors and I'm just working on. But last night when I was doing that pack rat, I was like, I need this color and I need that color and I need that color. Wasn't too clean and too neat last night. Where did my card go? Wrote down what I was using. My rainbow velvets, CMYR. Yeah. The hair going ground brown, brown liners, cold yellow, and then we're going to go white, and we're doing tooth and nails. Yeah, you did. It was all kinds of filled up. I was painting the pack rat with Lion Creative. I was grabbing various other colors all out to use. No, it was still clean, but it definitely was a messier palette than I'm used to doing. Yeah. Give me a second. Hi, how are you? So this was the figure we were painting last night. So I needed a lot of browns, flesh tones, reds, greens, yellows, some ivory colors to mix in there, some blacks and blues to make my non-metallic metals, some Payne's gray and stuff to kind of get that going there on the base. It was a little bit busier than I normally do, but I like it. I have all kinds of different shades of brown differently represented. Yeah. And then more fur texture and hair texture, rope texture. My God. What's up, sweetie? Hi. Ba-da-ba, ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum. So yeah, that was like a 4 or 5 hour paint last night. It was windy today, tier two. I was rather annoyed by this. So, I don't know if you heard, but this morning I removed a swing set from my backyard, or a play set that no longer needed. And if I had just tugged on it really hard in one direction, I probably could have ripped it out of the ground. But instead, I was using a Sawzall and taking out and playing the game. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. Don't hurt yourself. I eventually ended up winning the battle. But I went outside thinking it was going to be kind of like a nice, relaxed day. Nope, I'm out there in a light jacket and a long sleeve shirt cutting this stupid thing out. I was annoyed. I was frustrated. I'm like, I left the Midwest. Let me have my frickin' seasons where it makes sense, please. The South is like, hold on, hold my beer. You had fall, spring, so here's winter 3.5. What's up, sweetie? Essentially, yes. And it's like I understand global warming, but at the same time, it's like this is crazy. Hello, Mama Ion. How are you? How was Dave and Buster's last? We've been working on a Ponzi. Hi. How are you? We are not hanging out right there. Okay. You put your paw on the wet towel, and then you get frustrated and shake your paw. Also, KT, it's normal for my job, so do not be depressed about it. It is a industry-wide issue, not a individual issue. Hi. What's up, sweetie? You already threw up once today. Do you really want to drink paint water and try to throw up again? Oh. Okay. Where I need to be, you are currently at. And I convince you to be on the other side of the desk. I convince you to be hanging out right there. Thank you so much. My helper. Bum, 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 bum. Hi. Hello. Yeah, that's my arm. Mm-hmm. That's a big old yawn. What's up? Love you. You're a pretty kitty. You're a good kitty. Sweet kitty, 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 kitty. Fine. All right. Just gonna lay on my arm right now. Mm-hmm. All right. So glad my arm can be a part of your load. I'm either gonna silver it out and kind of do like I'm doing here, or maybe I do something darker on the baseline here and go out this way with it. Because I'm looking at like the so depending on how the horsehair lays, I feel like having like a dark brown or like a really dark brown here that doesn't match up with this all the way, and then shipped out to the white towards the tip or an ochre towards the tip. I'm thinking that way. We'll see. We'll see. Because I got one I'm looking at right now. I was looking at the silver bays because that's kind of what I started loosely basing off these pieces. So it looks like it's like a brownie, a greeny brown to almost like a bone color up for them. And then for like the main pieces, what I was seeing is that they either go from like a red brown here and then work their way out to that yellowy white. So it might be different. I don't know. I think that's what I want to go with. Or it could do a shimmery silver. Depends. I don't know yet. I don't know yet. But yeah, if you tell us one, I'll take a look at it. Having an extra reference photo never hurts. Nothing's ever perfect. So you got the nice like gray white in there for it. That's just like the challenge of animals, man. Why are they so naturally pretty and majestic? I know. Because I based it in the brown, but I don't know if I want to do like that yellowy. Like if I did, I mean, they're always. So my dad was talking about the grandchild or nephew. And Dad said, I can already tell you that kid's going to be a troublemaker when he gets into school because he sees a lot of them in there. Really? Oh, thank you for that burps. Tiny big worse. I don't know if I like the way that that is going to play out at the end. I should probably consider rating out. Whoops. Yeah, I don't know if I like that. Like, it's different than this down here, but I don't know about that. Thinking I want it more yellowy brown. I think that's what I want. I think that's what I want. But we made amazing progress on it. We got our Skittles in. We got our hooves painted up with it. Figured out what we're going to do for our mane, or we figured out what we're going to do for the little socks. Tail. I need to finish base coating the brown because I realized how many of it just doesn't have anything on there. Ugh. Ugh. And I think I know what I'm going to do for that. It's all working out. It's all coming up, Tiny Big Wars. I like it too. It's going to have to be, I'm going to have to wait and see and look at it like another night and be like, yes, this is what I think I'm going to keep with. I like the lighter mane because that's something that I've noticed in horses is that the socks and the paws near the hooves tend to be different than the mane color as well. And because I do not always get to read him, we're going to push the rate button and we're going to let it process. I want to say thank you for everybody for being here. It was an amazing time. It was an awesome time, as always. It is great having everybody around. We will be picking up tomorrow at 6. I may try to start at 6 or 6:30. I'm not quite sure. I'm going to see if I can try to get into 3 hours of painting. Get 3 hours in instead of 2 hours. But we'll try to go from 6 to 9 and see how that works out for us. So thank you, everybody. Have a great time. And let's go say hello to Froggenstein and his lab.